Alright, we're back at Mukka Motorsport to check out the update with the HQ, an overview on the cars, see where we're at in preparation of the season. Here we've got the Super Saloon, which has just been brought back from Blenheim, which is Shane at Hypermac, and B-Party hauled that up with the 450. She's just got all of the updates done for us ahead of the season. It's been like a little bit of a struggle for us to be able to do a bit of this work in-house while we've been changing from all these sheds. But we'll go through a little bit of where we're at with this and what we've got to do to get it ready. So we'll go over a bit of what Shane at Hypermac Racing has finished on the 8K Super Saloon. The original nose cone that we had from the previous season was just completely munched. She's all squashed back and stuff. So we've got the new nose cone, which is an updated look. Actually really liking it. And it's the MD3 Evolution front. So she's looking, I reckon it looks badass, eh? It's freaking flows nice. We got all of the new side panels done. We basically had all of the original fiberglass sides. We're just completely ripped up, shredded. On the other side as well, pretty much all the way back to the rear panels. We've got Shane to put a new aluminium side piece on the wing and then just fix up and fiberglass in this rear piece. We've had to go for a complete new glassed rear that was all buggered and stuff. I ended up down in, I think it was Dunedin, running a bit wide and not quite understanding in the slick where to sort of position the car and how to get around the outside of other cars, and to sort of run in way too quick and went sideways instead of straight and actually tweaked the whole back rear of the bumper over. He's just pulled that off, redone the mounts, probably cut a brace or two and straightened all of that up. So got this all back into a good position now. And over here, basically the same as on the other side, we just got a fresh new side panel skin over to the rear. Working through the whole car now, we're basically just going to strip off the old livery, go back and get everything all prepped, Zeused, sand it up, real tidy, stick all of the rest of the panels on, and then we'll go for a full wrap. We're thinking that we're just going to use the last year's livery, but just update it with a few of our new brand partners and just get them structured. So pretty much look much the same. We feel we didn't get to really run that for the whole year, so, and it's quite a, wow, I love it, eh? The look was good. AWS got all of that graphic and produced for us, and then Design Signs applied it. Yeah, we'll get that refreshed, and then we've done a major suspension geometry upgrade within the diff, so we'll have a little sneak peek in there. So on the rear end, we've got a complete new diff, which is actually a closed housed axle, so we're no longer running the opening housing. We've gone through for taken off all the bird cages and the 4-link that was on there, and we've gone 3-link. We're still staying torsions in the rear, but yeah, let's take a look. And so yeah, obviously we've got the torsions still in the rear. We've got the 3-link suspension, so an extra shock set up on top of the diff there. Had to redo all of the drive shaft and etc. So understanding all of this is a lot new to me. So we're going to get Shane up here from Hypermac Racing, and then we're basically just going to get him to teach us and learn through all of the new suspension geometry, how it needs to be set up, how we like the car to handle for my driving style. So hopefully we get to go to Ohakia in maybe about 6 weeks time and basically get some practice down. So that'll be pretty good for us leading into the new season. We've got the drag car, the 33 blow-in small block Chevy is still up at Palmy. We actually end up getting that a little bit late away, so that's up in Palmy, getting refreshed, rebuilt, all new rods and pistons, and going right back to get everything all done. And the blower has just left today with Bert and gone up to Auckland to be dropped off with the torque converter. So this car here, we're basically planning hopefully to have ready somewhere in like November, December. And then from there, our first meeting is going to be on the 2nd and 3rd of January at Marston Motorplex, so which will be a wild bunch and outlaw round, I think, so which will be pretty cool. So not much really happening this as far as updates, improvements to the chassis or to the actual car itself. We sort of took care of that during the season with the zoomies. We've ended up getting, we had the nice zoomies come out here, which changing the style of the exhaust that were out the side, and then out to the rear tank that takes all of the overflow oil from the car is we've gone and done the aluminium hard piping all the way down, but that was already done. Those are the sort of the improvements that we wanted to do straight away. The rest of the car is pretty track proven, just to run a reliable day and have some fun, do some big ass burnouts. We just got an update that just comes straight in. Is Wild Bunch meeting is actually on the 6th and 7th of January, so good to get that corrected. But in this shed, this is the storage shed, so we'll actually only have transporters and race trailers and a couple of say cars in here. So we're pretty much going to mezzanine over the back. We're planning on just 2 bays, maybe out to that column over there halfway in front of that HQ. And then we'll end up sticking a couple of stacker hoists under the mezzanine and then parking the shorter trailers in these bays because they'll only come up to where the mezzanine is going to be built. So we get a bit of storage up there, and then we'll try and keep these 2 bays here just completely free for the longer transporters to be housed in, you know, just back into this. They might be like 11, 12 meters long, so she's only 15 meters deep. So that's sort of how we plan this. But at the moment, while we're doing the transition between all of everywhere, we're just using this as a bit of a dumping ground, so it's just pretty messy and stuff, yet it's working well for storage. So our first pack of the SP tools has arrived for the Mukka HQ, because we're going to fit out and we'll show you soon. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 packs, which is the first fit out. We've got 3 sections of it, so we'll end up going over and understanding that as we unpack it, and we'll try and sort of do a little bit of a video on unpacking and setting up all of the cabinetry, workbench, drawers and shelves, etc., to get all of the race cars in their bays, so that we're pretty epic. So thanks very much, SP Tools, legends. All right, so we'll go into the Mukka HQ shed, which there's a huge amount of work done in there. Outside, not too much, but we're planning on doing that last, and hopefully when the weather gets a bit better and drier. So let's go inside. So we're here. Andy at AJ's Carpentry has had the boys here and just smashing it out, which is huge and massive. So we've got this hoist relocated the other day, which came out of the first Mukka HQ shed, just a 2-post hoist that we got Brett set up for us. So that's all in position. We'll use this area here where the roller door goes up. You can bring in the race car or whatever car you're wanting to stick on the hoist. It can be up on the hoist. You can still travel under it to get a race car through, or you can just drive straight through if there's nothing there. So it sort of works out well that we've still got an opening transition bay. So this is the front of the office block. There's sort of the foyer in there, and then my office up top, and all that's going to be clad in some ply and batten with a real dark charcoal type stained look, so it looked pretty epic. We've got the mezzanine structural steel is up, and the boys have just put all of the timber flooring in, which is just spanning right the way through to the back wall, and then fully framed out the back wall. And each bay, which there's going to be 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, is going to have race cars in it. So we're probably thinking that we might put the drag car or RX-7 6-rotor in this bay or that bay. So either one of for those 2, drag car and RX-7, and then we'll do the Super Saloon in the other bay there and just create a little bit more area for that one. So a few little secrets might be out on whether there's another one arriving or not, but we might update that one to you a bit later. So create a bit more of an area, which will be perfect for that class. In the back here is where the SP Tools fit out is going to be. So we've got the first section which starts, so it starts here, it goes right up to underfloor ceiling height, and then it's going to come all the way along. The first section of it comes to here, and then we're going to have another section arrive, which I think SP Tools has already sent on their way, and that's going to go to here. So we're going to have 2 sections in there, right floor to ceiling, all of the cabinetry of workbench and drawers and shelves, etc., to house everything. And then we're going to have a full corner section in right the way around to this one. So it's sort of all the way there creates all those working bays for us, and not too sure what we'll do with that last wall, but we'll always find something for that space. You never say you got enough space. So we've had a little bit of change of mind, and we're going to do some extension, which Greg's turning up tomorrow to do the engineering work, which he's awesome. He's just sort of dropping a little bit of his stuff to get it done and help us out. So we're going to go from that corner over there and stick a UB in, and then come to the center, which is going to be here, and stick a UB in, and then have a post here. So the posts are all right. I'm not too worried about the clear span. We're going to have them as bays anyway, and then we're pretty much going to have like an angled area up there, which is going to be the floor before we head over. To grab the concept of it, we're going to go straight over that side there, that corner, all the way through to the center, back where that post is. But from the corner, as I've been saying, we're going to have it glass. So glass all the way up here, and then glass back down to that corner, so sort of open up that whole big office bar area, just to all be like one open plan, get some light in. It's going to be epic. All right, we'll go through to the foyer. We'll probably skip the toilet. It's not that exciting. Anyway, it should be where hopefully the boys don't spend most of their time, but we're going to have the toilet in there, and this is going to be an open area, so that basically from the workshop side you can come through to the toilet, all the smells hopefully go that way, and then it's still just accessible from that front. This is just under the stairwell, storage, put a door in there for a bit of storage to access it. But we're going to have the stairwell coming all the way down to a bit of a landing that turns around, and then all the way down to maybe about here is going to be the stairwell. That's all going to be sort of like clad in some batten type look with a few spaces in between it, so you can sort of see the vibe walking all the way. We'll go up there shortly. So this is a bit of the foyer where you come in, basically boom, straight in the round slider. We're sort of thinking of having maybe some like cabinetry up here, like some sort of glass stuff, bit of glass stuff here with maybe a painting or a screen. that's going to overchange on some photos or videos, and a bit of like trophy memorabilia from previous seasons of like overalls or some helmets or something like that, you know.
Come up here, have a look at this.
This is going to be my office where I get all my hard work and magic done. We're sort of thinking of putting a wall across here, which we're going to glass it up, and then across to about here, and then in this section there's going to be a door. The door will probably open up to where that slatted sort of like handrail style from the stair opening is. Put a window in there so I can sort of look out to the workshop still and see what's happening in the atmosphere out there. Got a little bit of a window in here to grab some light and, you know, a view, which is really only the transporter shed on that side. But here we're going to have a ranch slider to match the foyer, same as downstairs. Go out this ranch slider, and then we're going to have a big deck, and that big deck is just going to be, I don't know, maybe get some reception for some phone calls or something, get out of the office, get some fresh air. And then I've sort of been marking it out and working that in this section here is an island, and it's going to be like bar stools on this side of the island, so it's sort of on the other side's cabinetry, and then we can have this as more of like a bar lunchroom type island for Friday after work drinks, but then also you know, during the week it's your place to have a little bite to eat. The full kitchen goes in here, which is going to come off from where the wall is, pretty much marked in this blue line, probably hard to see, but all the way across to this section. But that concludes like a fridge and everything all in there. Coffee machine. You want a coffee machine?
Yeah.
We want a coffee machine. Coffee. And then from there I was thinking that probably leave a bit of a gap and maybe do like a bit of a bar leaner style that comes over like this. That's going to be like 3 or 4 bar stools, because in the middle of this big island we're going to put a pool table in here, and then we're going to put 2 simulators. So one simulator tucked in, the next simulator tucked in, so you can sort of see a couple of racing simulators here. You can get on the vibe and atmosphere of that, see people's screens, still engage with them, do some nice training there and have a bit of battles and after work hours with the lads. And then the pool table with the whole sort of like bar leaner just creates a nice sort of atmosphere. So in this section coming over, and I wasn't too sure whether we'll timber wall this out only just to a section of where this bracing element is, or whether we sort of glass this, but I just wanted to create a bit of a different area where there's some divide so that you don't get so distracted, because we've got a window going in here. This window will have a nice view that'll look out to the mountains where basically mountain climbing, so there's usually like some snow and real nice greenery and everything up there, so nice view there. And then was basically going to do a desk, so put some desks around all the way, and pretty much just have 2 stations of desks here which they can enjoy some sunlight view. And then on the back half of this we've got to configure somewhere of 2 more desk stations, and then also a podcasting sort of like media room. So that's what I was sort of thinking that we're already coming across here to grab some more area just to keep this a big open space plan, comfortable, not too squished up. Should work out pretty primo. If you've got any ideas of what we should be doing better, then quickly let us know, because we're roaring through this. As you've seen, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago we had an update of this whole place clear. Now she's ready for pre-wiring, a few other subs to fit through all of the carpentry work, and then it's fully insulate in line, so won't be too long and we're already going to be closed in and hopefully utilising the space.
Yo, brother!
Hey!
Down here.
So under here we're going to have the wheel alignment and the tire machine, so predominantly more used for the drift car. So we'll have that sort of set up under here, probably haul in 20 odd tires that need changing, so more than enough area. Maybe create a little bit of a workbenchy scenario for all of the parts and tools that are associated with that. That's just a door to go under the stairs. The stairs, just we can utilize that room with a bit of storage and space. So we decided to actually mezzanine over here, because as we worked out that that's what we're doing with this area, we sort of don't need any more than that 2.7 stud height. So all of that upstairs space just ended up being wasted if we didn't mezzanine it. So we extended the mezzanine on and put this wall through, which is, so this stairs going to go up, and then we've got 2 sections of mezzanine. So I'll let you know what they are, but for now, the storage room in here, I'm thinking with the storage room is that we sort of run cabinetry all the way around and back, so it's like going to fill the full envelope, but only be like 100, 200, 300 mil in areas, and have everything from like nuts, bolts, Zeus's, washers, all of the little stuff in stock for race cars, hose clips and heat shrink, and just like a full compartment of everything that we're needing from that, you know, grinding discs and etc. So just a stock room to keep everything out of the way so it doesn't look messy and ugly really. Over to this area we've got the roller door coming in here. So there's a big sectional roller door that comes up that's going to electrically go up, and then we can roll our race cars through on some trolleys and then have a bit of a working area where we can do all our dirty work. So in here, sort of thinking we've still got a personal access door, the roller door at the end if we need to access it in from the end. And then we're going to have probably a little like lathe set up there, workbench all the way along that side, and then in this section just some drill press, bandsaw, and just areas of gear that we need to be able to do our dirty work, grinding, heating up and straightening, bending a bit of tube, getting the race cars repaired. And we're not going to sort of facilitate massive jobs of like upgrades. We'll leave that to the chassis builders, but just repairs and maintenance, rebuilding a few spare parts and stuff where our knowledge sits, just to keep us on the track and moving around and having a successful season. This is the last little room in this area. Dirty area there, we'll go through into this clean room. This clean room is going to sort of be set up with some workbenching along here, where we can basically probably maybe have like a little bit of a gantry sort of like pole system off here, where we can pick up an engine, put it on the bench, we can strip things down, we can have a diff or a gearbox, strip things down, redo some bearings or seals and parts and that. But if we pull it all apart and then we're sort of waiting like 1 or 2 days, weeks for the parts, we know that in here it's clean, it's tidy, we're out of the way, we got ways of dealing with oil. We're going to have a bit of a wash parts area here where we can deal with cleaning everything up from, you know, rod ends and arms and all that sort of stuff as well, so grease and stuff, so should work out, man.
Alright, let's go upstairs and we'll show you these 2 storage areas.
Right, this extra area is above the tyre wheel alignment changing room where the mezzanine's been added, and we're thinking this is going to be a storage area for more of like the cleaner stuff, so all of our merchandise from, you know, hoodies and tees to cup holders and bags, umbrellas, like all the stuff we're going to stock for the Mukka team merchandise, team shirts, stickers, posters, and get it all shelved and set up here. It's all dry, dehumidifier it, make it mint. So it's worked out really good that we've grabbed this space because we didn't actually have a zone for any of that. So we'll position this one and the other one, we've got them right by each end of the roller door. So the roller door can access obviously underneath for, you know, the dirty bay and this wheel alignment tyre bay, but then also we've got the roller door going high enough where we can still forklift up onto these mezzanine floors. If we've got a pallet of t-shirts or something that's arrived, stock, bang, boom, on the floor, and then stock to take it, you know, through the shelf. So efficiency, that works out mean. And then the last one, all right, and then through here, this is going to be the biggest storage area, which same again, roller door up for the height. We can access, you know, downstairs and upstairs, forklift some stuff in. Just going to shelve all of this side, and then predominantly just really shelve all the way around there and there. We're going to have like a barn style opening door that we can still keep the angle on, so the look of the outside of that door looks mean. And then everything up here is just going to be big body parts, race car tires, rims, bumpers, just specifically race car stuff up here. So load it all up, keep it out the way, spares and stuff that, you know, we maybe need to rebuild in the later season, or just get off the workshop floor and keep it all organized and tidy. So we can access through here with a forklift as well, up the stairs or whatever. So it's working out to be quite a convenient area, everything up and out the way. This is the bay that we're going to keep fully clear so you can drive through from either side, but pretty much we're planning to back a race trailer all the way through and bring it all the way to the back where it lines up with this roller door. And from here, when you come out here, this door, which we haven't got too much done yet. So that's the door that basically back right the way onto, that's the full drive-through bay. So pretty much race car trailer right to the end, roll the door up. We should be able to put the door down on the race car trailer or truck, slide the car out. Let's say if it's dirty, like the Super Saloon, all of the mud and stuff is then outside and on the concrete. And then in this section here, we're gonna just knock this shed over and then do an 8x8 fully enclosed up on the roof and rear wall for open, like sort of undercovered wash bay. And then there's gonna be another 2 zones of enclosed bay shed. So it's like a 4 bay shed that's going to be sort of 17 meters wide by 8 meters deep, but 2 open, 2 enclosed, a little bit more storage and stock for items, as well as like the steam cleaner and compressor air, which is going to house all of the shed and the wash bay and get everything all mint in there, some lights, and just make it real easy. If you come back from race night late, boom, you're on, you can get everything done. So we haven't started that yet. We've got to move everything out, bowl her over and get into it, but we're not too far away because the kit set for that has just arrived, which is working out mint for timing. So thanks to Superior Sheds, they've supplied these 3 kit sets and they're awesome, they're amazing. They're from primo to put up and super simple to work with. Mitch, he's the man, find them on Facebook and he'll sort you out if you're after a shed. But for us, Mukka Motorsport, thank you for tuning in. It's a bit of an update with what's happening around there with the headquarters. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, support us, and we'll keep giving you some epic content.